Hey everyone, a sad night here, and welcome to another unboxing video. As of this video, it is the 24th of March 2025, and in this video I will be unboxing the Paddington 3 film collection on Ultra HD Blu-ray. This is a series of family films released from 2014 to 2024, and is based on the children's book series about the character of the same name. And this series includes voice talents such as Ben Whishaw as Paddington Bear and Imelda Staunton as Aunt Lucy, alongside live-action talents like Hugh Bonneville, Sally Hawkins, and Julie Walters, alongside villains played by Nicole Kidman, Hugh Grant, and Antonio Banderas. Taking off the slipcover, the insert on the case is very identical to the slipcover, although with minor differences on the back to accommodate for the spacing of the insert. But inside the case you'll find 3 Ultra HD Blu-ray discs, one for each film. All 3 movies are encoded on 100GB discs, support Dolby Vision HDR and Dolby Atmos audio mixes, and contain special features across all 3 films. Also included are 2 leaflets. One, curiously, is a reprint of the information on the back of the outer case, most likely to include the credits for each film, as well as a leaflet for the Paddington Bear experience in London, which may still be ongoing at the time of this video. Now this set was released last month on the 17th of February 2025, so this unboxing is definitely late. The reason I didn't buy this set initially was the price. I understand that Ultra HD content on disc is quite costly to make. £50 for 3 movies did seem quite a bit steep to me, and while there are special features on the disc, those special features are not extensive enough to justify the cost. Fortunately, the copy you're seeing here is of a second-hand purchase from eBay, and the seller was willing to let me buy the set for £36, which I thought was a good enough price. So yeah, I now have this trilogy on 4K, and I'm definitely looking forward to watching them again over the weekend. As for the movies themselves, I don't think I can add much more than what has already been said about these films, but I will try and give my opinions anyway. Starting with the first movie, it's really good and definitely one of the better examples of how to adapt a book IP. I haven't really read the Paddington books when I was a child, but I have to assume the movies do a really good job of keeping the spirit of the material while also incorporating things that makes the movies good enough themselves. Ben Whishaw was a very good choice for Paddington. Did you know that they initially cast Colin Firth to voice the character? Going off of what I've seen of him in Kingsman, I just don't think he really would have been a good fit for the role. He's probably would have sounded a bit too posh for my liking. But Ben Whishaw gives him an honest and noble voice to Paddington, and, well, Paddington, being as he is, still finds ways to do things incorrectly, but still never loses the nobility that Paddington has, as well as his polite manners, too. But yeah, Ben Whishaw, definitely the best choice to voice the character. The Browns are great too. Hugh Bonneville playing a more cautious and almost very safe Mr. Brown due to, well, being a father. Sally Hawkins giving some much nice warmth as the very kind Mrs. Brown. And the children played by Madeline Harris, and I'm sorry I forget the boy's name, but the one who plays Jonathan Brown's pretty good too. And Mrs. Bird, played by Julie Walters, is good stuff too, especially her fighting spirit, especially towards the end of the film. Nicole Kidman as Millicent, she does a pretty good job in the role, but she's definitely not one of the better villains of the series. but she's still entertaining in her ways when she pops up. There's also a lot of great moments that I won't say much about, but yeah, Paddington was a really good start to this series. Moving on to Paddington 2, I think it's better than the first one, and it's widely regarded as one of the best light-hearted family films of all time. And it's easy to see why. Like any good sequel, it furthers the story. And in this one, Paddington has now settled into London, with of course the people he know, of course, greeting him with much kindness. So, to throw a wrench into the mix, he gets sent to jail for a crime he didn't commit, while the villain that did commit the crime is using a pop-up book that Paddington wanted to get for his Aunt Lucy to use the clues hidden inside to find a hidden treasure. This movie has quite a lot of great moments too, much like the first one, but of course it just helps further the world. Hugh Grant playing Phoenix Buchanan in this movie is just delightfully silly, especially with him being a washed up actor and all. Yeah, it's great stuff. Brendan Gleeson plays Knuckles McGinty, the kitchen chef of the prison, and while tough, Paddington does find a way to find the goodness of him. And it leads into the prison being a much nicer place, which would never happen in real life, but you sort of go along with it because it's just kind of pleasant to see. The Browns, obviously, return from the first movie, but have a more proactive role in wanting to prove Paddington's innocence, which leads to some amusing moments later on. And it even all comes to a head in a final act with lots of funny moments and great action, and the ending is satisfyingly nice. So, yeah, this is, yeah, better than the first one, and I can't say much more than that. Lastly, we have Paddington in Peru, and while a good movie, it is the weakest of the three, but it's not so much of a downgrade that it ends up becoming a bad film. Like I said, it's still good and still worth watching if you like the first two films. Paddington this time around goes to visit his Aunt Lucy back in Peru, but when she goes missing, Paddington and the Browns set off on a journey to find her, while getting some help from a few new faces. And with that description, it leads me into a bit of an advisory if you're going into this movie. This is more of an adventure film. It's not like the first two films where they were more about the characters and the thematic elements of those movies. This is just more about going on an adventure and having some fun action. And and what helps that is some of the new characters. Olivia Colman playing Mother Reverend, who basically looks after the bears in the retirement home, and she's quite entertainingly quirky while having a bit of a suspicious side to her. They even refer to that joke quite a lot of times. Antonio Banderas plays a pretty entertaining villain who might not be on the same level as Phoenix Buchanan from Paddington 2, but is still quite entertaining to watch. And well, he's Antonio Banderas, so if you like him in other films, you'll like him here too. And the third act has some nice fun action too. And without spoiling anything, I will say the ending does have a nice, satisfying conclusion to an element that has been appearing since the beginning of each film, and it just feels like a nice, like, full circle. And that's really all I'll say. So yeah, I still recommend this movie, especially if you've liked the first two. And before I conclude this video, I just want to restate that Paddington 2's Ultra HD disc is now a 100GB disc, unlike the standalone release prior, which was on a 66GB disc and only included the movie and a commentary from director Paul King. With it being on a 100GB disc now, not only does that provide enough room for special features, but also a higher bitrate for the main film, meaning a better 4K presentation. So in case it wasn't obvious already, I've really been enjoying these movies, and whatever Studio Canal decides to do with the next few films, whether it to continue them on or to end them sooner rather than later, I hope they maintain the consistent level of quality and entertainment that these three films have provided us so far. And if nothing else, I can definitely say that Paddington makes for a better role model than Winnie the Pooh. So that's gonna be it from me. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is a sad night saying goodbye, and I hope you have a wonderful day.